I'm going to call the December 8th City Council meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Burke.
Here.
Councilmember Wilkinson. Here. Mayor Cooper.
Here.
Councilmember Mark.
Here.
Councilmember Carapiet. Here.
Okay, and we have an item on closed session tonight. Is there any public comment on closed session items on Zoom?
There are no attendees.
Okay, in that case, we'll adjourn to closed session. Thank you.
Just to note that,
Oh, sorry.
because we live within 500 feet, recused from item 2B, I suppose? I think so. No?
Oh, it's 339 Golden Gate. It's not.
Oh. Oh, I thought it was
A different
eucalyptus. Sorry. I'm not recused. I was absent, but not recused.
one. All right, so we're going.
So no more egg throwing.
No.
Beth, you okay? Okay, then I will reopen our meeting and report from closed session that we took no actions and therefore there's nothing to report. At this point, I'll move down to number 3 on the agenda, reports and presentations. Does anyone here have a report, City Council member? Been a short month, so not much going on. How about our city manager?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Cooper. So a few updates, very brief. I'll start off with Mallard Point. First, staff is continuing to meet with the Mallard team. These last few weeks, the developer is working on getting their resubmittal documents together on the second incomplete list letter, which they received at the end of October. They've communicated that they have set a goal of having the final map ready for council's approval sometime early next year, which is ambitious. We'll see if that happens. Additionally, they communicated that they would like the opportunity to review and amend a few of the design review conditions of approval that the Planning Commission set. The requested changes are related to the timing and sequencing of anticipated construction. So staff is working with the developer to nail down exactly what they're requesting, whether or not the request is reasonable and within their rights, and which body is the most appropriate to review the request, whether that be the Planning Commission or the City Council. So we'll continue to update you as this develops. And then next, I just wanted to comment that the Finance Committee met last Tuesday and reviewed the fiscal year 24-25 annual comprehensive financial report, along with the draft uncast check policy, which is actually on the agenda on consent for your approval tonight. They also conducted the semi-annual review of the city's investments and recommended no changes to the CalTrust allocation at this time. The committee also reviewed the fiscal year 24-25 unassigned general fund balance, which is an item that we will bring to council on January 12th at the regular meeting for discussion and approval. And then finally, I just wanted to make everyone aware, residents and contractors, that City Hall will be closed the week of the 21st for the Christmas break and also on January 1st. Certain construction work is allowed to continue with the exception of Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and New Year's. So if you're a property owner with an active project, please contact the building department for more specific details about inspections and allowed work during that time. That's all I have for now.
Great, thanks. Any questions for our city manager? I just had one, Robert. You said that the Mallard Point developer would like to bring the map sometime next year. I mean, that's a long time.
Yeah.
The early, middle, late?
So they've told us early next year, and that's
Early,
in my notes,
okay.
so apologies if I didn't include
Oh,
that.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I misheard it. Okay, thank you. Okay, at this point, I would like to invite up our presentation by Peyton Stein, Chair of the Citizen of the Year Committee, on nominations for the 2025 Citizen of the Year and Citizen Emeritus. welcome. We have to get the, yeah, sorry. Green light.
Hi,
There you
can you
go.
hear me now?
Thank you.
Well, tonight we have some happy news. Start off your meeting. Each year, as you know, the community, all the past citizens of the year meet together in one room and consider the nominations for Citizen of the Year for this year. We had 20 out of 22 people come. It was really amazing. So many people were there. And so they all came together and we reviewed everything. We discussed everything. We voted on everything. And always it's very unanimous. We come to a good conclusion. It's a happy little group. So I would like to say that we selected a Citizen of the Year and an Emeritus. Our Citizen of the Year is going to be Nancy Kemnitzer. And our Emeritus Citizen of the Year is Pam Martori. Two incredibly hardworking, wonderful leaders in our community. So we were really lucky that they came up. So thank you so much. We're delighted to honor them and we'll be grateful for your vote.
Thank you, Peyton. We'll be
Thank you.
handling that vote at the end of the meeting tonight.
Yeah.
So if you want to stay, you're welcome, but otherwise we'll let you know the results. Okay. Thanks. Okay. At this point, we are moving to item number 4. I'm actually going to move the agenda a little bit and take 3D, presentation to outgoing mayor, and just move it down below city council reorganization, small 1 and small 2. Okay. So, okay, at this time, we'll move to city council reorganization on the agenda number 4, election of mayor. And I'm going to ask for any nominations, but if you don't mind, I would like to nominate Sally Wilkinson for mayor. So if anyone would like to second, I would appreciate that.
Second?
A second? Yep.
Okay, great. All in favor?
Excuse me, Mayor.
Oh,
We should
I
do
did it
public
wrong.
Public
Oh,
comment.
public comment. That's right. Does anyone have a public comment about this here or on Zoom?
There are no hands raised.
Okay, thank you. In that case, can I have a vote, please? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, great. Okay. Then I'm going to take a minute and I have to sash you. I was going to say crown you, but I realized that wasn't quite right. So I'm going to sash you instead. So we have so many nice people in the audience tonight, which is so rare for us. And we have this wonderful sash that was made by the Cromwell family when their Dr. Tom Cromwell was mayor of Belvedere. And they felt that there wasn't enough pomp and circumstance. And therefore, back in July of 2009, Tom is the first to sign it. And since then, all mayors have signed it, and mine is at the bottom. So I'm going to put this on Sally, and she gets to wear it all night. There, perfect. Congratulations. No, you have to leave it on for the whole meeting. That's the rules.
I think
We're all gonna now do a quick shimmy. Oh, this way. There, you guys are staying there. Did we decide? You're staying there. I'm gonna move there.
See, I had vested myself on moving.
How about they'll do that?
This was my original seat when I first got on the city council. So I feel very connected to it. Happy to be back.
Okay, we are going to move on to item 4B, which is the election of the vice mayor. I would take nominations, but I'd like to make a nomination myself, and I'd love to nominate Kevin Burke to be the incoming vice mayor.
I'll second that.
Can I actually just go to public comment first to see if there's
Oh,
any
that's
public
right.
comment?
Mayor Wilkinson, there are no hands raised.
Okay, so can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, so from there, we're going to move back to 3D, which is a presentation to our outgoing mayor and remarks from council members. I will ask Pat to kick off, if that's okay, in terms of your comments.
Yes. Glad I'm ready.
So Jane, I want to thank you for your outstanding year of service to our community. Your leadership has been marked by clarity, heart, and steady commitment to making Belvedere safer, stronger, and more connected. Your proactive Coyote awareness campaign set a new standard for community education and safety. Your advocacy for doing what is best for Belvedere demonstrated your dedication to thoughtful, community-centered progress. Your support for the Emergency Preparedness Committee, Be Ready Belvedere, strengthened our town's resilience and reminded us of the importance of planning, collaboration, and readiness. Throughout the year, your strong communication skills, along with the Belvedere Breeze and Blast, kept residents informed and engaged. Your sense of humor brought warmth and humanity to the work of local government, reminding us that public service can be both effective and deeply personal. Above all, your dedication to people, to process, and to the long-term well-being of Belvedere shone through in everything you did. Thank you, Mayor Cooper, for your service, your spirit, and your unwavering care for our community.
Thank you. That's very kind. Thank you.
Peter, do you want to go next?
Sure, thank you. Jane and I had served together on a few committees over the years, not really knowing each other. And Jane had asked me about 5, 6 years ago if she could come up and talk to me about planning and some of our zones. I remember we sat for about 2.5, 3 hours around my kitchen table. And it was an eye-opening experience because I'd been on the planning commission. I think I was chair at that point for 5 or 6 years and had been in the construction business for another 20 before that. And Jane basically came up and in no ifs, ands, or buts told me how our planning worked. I mean, very, very, very deliberately and very directly. And she was not wrong. I say that because the commitment and the vesting that Jane puts in her efforts here in the city are significant. And I first noticed it there. I've noticed it every day since then. And I think that characterizes your mayorship. What you didn't know, you learned. What you didn't have a comfort level with, you became very comfortable with it and very proficient to a point where every meeting I even stopped telling you how great you did because it didn't need to be said any longer. It was a de facto situation. So congratulations, wonderful year as mayor, and the city should be very proud of you.
Thank you. I'm blushing. Thank you.
Kevin, vice mayor.
Where's my sash? Jane, you've been a rock in this community for so many years, always showing up for our residents and our city. And since becoming mayor last year, you've taken that commitment to an even higher level, day in and day out. I've been so impressed by the way you've tackled every challenge and opportunity with calm, clarity, and genuine heart, really genuine heart for Belvedere, which I think you wear on your sleeve sometimes too often. You truly embody what it means to be a dedicated public servant, always working to make our community better. So we're all very grateful for your leadership and everything you've poured into the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Jane, I'm not sure whether you resent or not the fact that James Campbell and I persuaded you to run for city council originally, but I am incredibly grateful for the work that you've done over the last year. I've watched in awe at the level of preparation that you put into preparing for council meetings, along with all of the other work that you've done for the city in the last year. I will always think of you as the coyote lady. I'm not sure whether you'll appreciate that or not, but you took on that burden where I think nobody else wanted it and did a fantastic job. So thank you for all of your hard work and service to the community. And I look forward to continuing to serve alongside you.
Thank you. Yes, I'm not going anywhere yet, so I'll still be here to bother everybody. Obviously, thank you very, very much for the great honor to serve as mayor this year. I definitely want to thank all these wonderful fellow council members that you're all getting to see tonight. And also thank our entire staff for helping me have such a successful year. I want to give a little extra thank you to Beth because we spend a lot of time together on my projects. And she's always so accommodating, patient, and thorough with me. And especially a very special thank you to Robert. I believe we made a great team tackling a lot of issues this year and learning a lot from each other. I would push Robert and he would push me back and make me stop so that I wasn't breaking any laws. Now I'm looking forward to becoming a regular council member once again. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming and honoring me with your presence. And thank you to all my council members too. Thanks. Favorite thing about being mayor is whacking the gavel. And taking these strange new powers at once. So this is very fitting because Sally should now get me this in my office all the time. So thank you.
Yeah, watch out, Al.
Before we move on, I think we have some public comment. So
Oh, can we do one thing before we go to public comment? I'm sorry for interfering, but her two grandchildren are here. It would be really sweet to have a photo with them up here with you holding that, I think. So if you guys could come up.
You're going to embarrass them.
Well, that's okay. They're fine. No, take your plaque. Take your plaque.
Real thing.
Take it off.
And, oh, okay. And her daughter's here and her son-in-law. So we're going to get a family photo. Al, did you want to come up? I mean, come on.
These are two of my four most favorite runners.
Sorry.
And of course, their mom, Amy.
okay, I think we will open for public comment. Come on up, Ken.
Thank you. It's very short. Jane, you know, last Wednesday was such an example of your ability all year. I'm a big believer, as everyone knows, in process. They used to call it due process. It's been challenged recently. But on the serious note, you and the council and the staff, I listened to all 4 hours. And I think it's just an example of the whole year of your leadership. And on a serious note, it was just remarkable. I'm not going to talk about the result. I'm just going to say that if you hadn't done that, there was an Irish counselor that would have said to the court next week, they didn't give me enough time. You did a great job, all of you. I know what work it is, and I know how much time it takes. But, and, you know, attorney and I don't always agree, but he did a fabulous job too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beth, is there any public comment online?
There are no hands raised.
Okay, perfect. So we will move on to item 5, the consent calendar. The consent calendar consists of items that the City Council considers to be routine or council has discussed previously and do not require further discussion. Unless any item is specifically removed by any member of the City Council, the consent calendar will be adopted by one motion. Council will take public comment on all items on the consent calendar when the calendar is called. So Rebecca, I believe you have some additions you want to make to 5G or some comments before we.
Yep, just a few comments on item 5G. There were a couple changes from what was in the original packet, and those changes include clarifying language, which includes changing multiple family to multifamily, clarifying the parking standards in R2, adding the prohibition of roof decks in that chart that was discussed at the last meeting, and clarifying in the title that Title 22 will be deleted once this code goes into effect.
Thanks, Rebecca. So with that, do any City Council members wish to remove any of the items from the consent calendar? Hearing none, can I get a motion to approve consent calendar items? Sorry, can I first see if there's any public comment?
Mayor Wilkinson, there are no hands raised.
Great. So can I get a motion to approve consent calendar items 5A through 5H?
I can move the consent calendar 5A through 5H.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimous. Now move on to item 6, which is a public hearing with a resolution ratifying Tiburon Fire Protection District Ordinance number 133 and introduction and first reading of an ordinance adopting the 2025 Calendar Fire Code and 2025 California Wildfire Urban Interface Code. I believe we have a staff report to begin.
Congratulations, Mayor Wilkinson.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Burke, congratulations. Tonight before council is the first reading and ratification of the newly revised and amended Tiburon Fire Protection District Ordinance. This is an ordinance and a code based off the Model Fire Code as provided by the state of California. The city will repeal the existing fire code and replace it with this new adopted fire code. We will then go to the second reading in January, verifying the code, establishing it, and that will be our new fire code. Staff recommends that City Council adopt Resolution 2537, ratifying the Tiburon Fire Protection District Ordinance number 133, and also conduct a public hearing to approve the first reading of ordinance number 2025-10. Staff is here for any questions, and we also have representatives from Tiburon Fire Protection.
Great. Thanks, Brian.
Apologies, Mayor. I do just want to know for the record that there was an error in the drafting, my error, referring to one of the relevant codes as the Wildlife Urban Interface Code rather than the Wildland Urban Interface Code. And wildland is the appropriate term. My apologies.
Thank you for that. Do any members of council have questions for staff or for the fire district?
I do.
Kevin, go ahead.
Just one quick question. So does this tie with all of our, or will it tie with all of our code and administrative policies?
Yes, the fire code is part of the overall Title 24 building codes, the 13 volumes. And again, this is just amended by Tiburon Fire Protection District, but it would comply with all requirements we have with the
So
city.
for instance, when it references what the required width of the driveway is, or a lane that, needs to be so wide, or turnarounds and so forth, those things tie with what would be in our own code.
They would tie in, and we would also have, based off of topographic, climatic, or geographic instances, we have the right to, I don't alter is the incorrect term, but there would be exceptions
accommodate.
for our climatic, geographic, or topographic elements here.
Got it. Thank you.
And Brian, does that law then supersede anything thing that was before for projects that may have been given design review but have not gotten a building permit yet. So does this then become what they're required to do?
This would. So under state requirements, you are under the code in which you applied under, meaning that
Oh, okay.
until this code becomes in effect, any project applied for would be governed by the existing code. That includes ongoing projects or projects that even have not even began the plan review process. So if someone were to apply for a project, say on December 22nd, they would be under all codes existing as we stand today.
So this doesn't change over automatically.
It would change over, I believe, after the second reading of the
Right, but
code
I
on
meant-
January
I
12th.
meant the developments or home buildings remain under the existing now.
Correct. Any ongoing projects would remain under the code they were reviewed and
Okay.
approved under.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Just want to clarify, is it when they applied or when it was actually approved and the permit was issued?
It is when they apply.
And, okay, so it may not have been approved, but
Correct.
got it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Brian, I asked you this prior to the meeting, but I think it'd be helpful for clarification. None of this changes anything in relation to Belvedere's status as a non-wildfire urban interface.
That is correct. Tiburon Fire Protection Districts contracts with other jurisdictions besides the city of Belvedere, some of which do have areas that are governed by that code. However, the city of Belvedere does not, and therefore would not be governed by that code, nor is the plan to place us under the wildland urban interface.
Okay, thank you. And I'm just curious whether the fire district would like to tell us anything, or you're just here to answer any questions you might have.
We're just here to answer any questions.
Okay, fine. In that case, should we open it for public comment?
There are no hands raised.
Perfect. Okay, let's bring this back for discussion and or a motion. And I believe, Beth, that we can make a single motion here, correct, of these two items. So
I make a motion to ratify the Tiburon Protection District Ordinance 113 and the first reading of the ordinance adopting the 2025 California Fire Code and the 2025 California Wildland Urban Interface Code.
does that sufficiently cover everything?
Yes, I believe it does, Mayor.
Great. So can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Okay, we are now moving on to other scheduled items, item 7A, which is the appointment of council member. Oh, too late. Thank you. Item number 7A, appointment of council members to regional boards and committees. Okay, so I believe everybody has the listings of all of our current assignments. And so really my first question to council members is anybody looking to rotate off any committees?
Yes.
Speak up, which ones?
The Belvedere Tiburon Library Agency. I'm currently the council liaison.
Okay.
And one of the things I think it would be helpful maybe to get others' input on is whether or not this is something that we should be allocating a resource to on a regular basis. My personal experience based on, I wasn't able to attend all meetings. I probably attended 6 to 7, maybe probably 6 of the meetings this last year, is we already have very qualified Belvedere residents that have been appointed to the library board or the trustees, and I would think they could report back to us if there's an issue that's topical or requires any kind of city council involvement versus having us attend. I didn't find it incredibly additive to be there, but again, I know other council members have done this assignment before and they may have a different opinion.
I really agree with Councilmember Burke. I did this committee for a year or two, and I really enjoyed it and learned a lot, but does it need to be something that a council member feels committed to doing every month, when if there's something on the agenda, one can always go anyway? It's a public meeting and learn about it, or certainly having the 3 other Belvedere residents representatives. Maybe what we need to do is figure out a way to make sure they come at least once a year and give a report. Right now, we sort of do it randomly. So I think if we could somehow create that on a regular basis, or, set it up so that it doesn't get forgotten, then I would support the change.
Andrew, is there any reason why we need to maintain that, or can we just strip that council liaison position?
The council can make that decision if it so wishes.
Okay.
There's nothing the APM that requires a council member to attend every meeting on a regular basis.
Okay. Does anyone else have any opinions on that at all? No. Okay.
A follow-on, I don't know if this is something we can bring up here. You'll have to just guide me, Andrew, is that I think that's a really interesting suggestion about this is there a way to ensure that they do come back and report on a regular basis? And I wonder if it's just the same process we should be using for all committees of this type. And maybe it's either an end of year recap where those representatives come back and report on what's happened in the past year and what are they looking forward to, or what the thoughts are for the year going forward, or somehow it would be a nice sort of systematic way of ensuring everybody's aligned and there's full transparency to what these committees are doing and what our Belvedere representatives are working on.
And I will remind you that Parks, Open Space and Lanes Committee does come once a year and do that. And it would probably be great to invite Jessica from the ranch to come so we could all meet her and ask questions, or at least hear what news is from the ranch. So I think and the Joint Disaster Advisory Council, that would be the same.
I agree with all of that. No, but in terms of the marine agencies, that feels a little bit, that's council
I
members.
think just I would say our local Tiburon Peninsula.
Yep, I would agree with that.
Because I think as members, when we go out to those marine agencies, we often come back and report, which seems appropriate for those committees.
Any thoughts on this, or you agree with that?
I think that makes sense.
I agree. I think it makes a lot of sense to have a yearly report from the different agencies, and it doesn't have to be complex or long. They can just show up and give us a report. I think it's good to hear from the agency themselves and let them know that we're also concerned about what they're doing and want to be involved and supportive of them.
And from an organizational perspective, would you elevate this to or alter it to a council representative and identify whom that community member would be on this report?
Which thing?
Which one?
For example, what you have for the Belvedere Tiburon Joint Disaster Advisory Council, you have a council representative. What I think Councilmember Burke is suggesting is that we go from a liaison to a council representative here. We already have a council representative, arguably, right?
Right.
A member of the community is represented on that board.
Yeah, I wasn't suggesting we add anyone.
No, I'm not saying, but we already have members of our community who serve on that board.
Correct.
Right.
Would we want to designate them as in addition to that responsibility, as a council representative? Or
for them to come back and report.
For them to come back. So it's actually here I'm sorry, who is it? Who is our representative on that board?
We have 3.
We have 3. We have Emily and Roxanne
and Tony Hooker.
And Tony
Well,
Hooker.
we could say here, because I would fear losing it from this cover sheet, because it's
right.
To have it here represents that at the very least, it's an annual check back into the council. And you
Right.
could very easily just call them council representatives and put all three of the individuals there. And then know they represent our interests, not only as appointments by the board, but that we in fact will ask them to come back.
Beth, would that work for you to work through some of those details in terms of the timing of when those different agencies would report back and how that would look here to be reflect appropriately what we're recommending?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, because I don't think we want everybody at the same time, the same council meeting. So maybe just to frame that and include that in the descriptions of those committees. Does
And
that?
maybe we just choose one of the three library representatives for the year to ask someone if they would be the liaison, rather than having all three be down there, but I don't care.
Well, Beth, can we leave you to flesh those details out? Maybe they want to decide. Okay, but in terms of other agencies, I would like to be relinquishing my responsibilities for the ranch. And I believe that's something that, Kevin, you're interested in taking on.
Yes, it is.
And I don't actually think we need an alternate there. That's not in any of the formation agreements that we need an alternate for the ranch. Is there anything else through these lists where anyone is looking to switch anything up?
I'm happy to share Parks, Open Space and Lanes if someone would prefer being on it. I do not want to give it up, but I'm happy to if someone would like to have a chance to enjoy the group.
I don't see any takers, so.
Okay, then I'm happy. Tony, you're stuck with me again.
And then, Kevin, the Marin Bay Wave Sea Level Rise Committee, is that something you want to continue doing?
Yeah, I'm happy to continue to audit that. I think up until now, I think it's mostly been information sharing. There aren't a lot of actions or required city engagements at this time. If that changes, I'll let the council know.
Okay. Can we add an alternate there? Because there isn't one right now. Is there any reason why we don't feel like you need one?
We certainly could. I mean, any takers?
Any takers to be an alternate on that?
Do you want it?
I'll be happy to do that.
Perfect. And then I think in all of the ones, Jane, that you're listed towards the bottom right now, I think the only one I have to take on is the MCCMC Mayor Select Committee.
Yes, you
Are
do.
you happy to maintain all of those others?
Yes, the only question I had was actually the Association of Bay Area Governments. Is that required that it's a mayor or just a representative from the council? I don't know. But anyway, if it doesn't have to be the mayor, then leave me there and have Sally as the alternate as we have it right now.
Are you on the MCCMC Legislative Committee?
Yes. And I can stay on that as a non-mayor.
Okay. I thought those bottom four were always sort of the mayor.
I think they have been, but it's the only one that's required is the MCCMC Mayor Select Committee, which I will not take on again. Thank you.
Just trying to spread the burden here, Fisa. Okay, are there any other changes than the ones we're discussing here? No? Okay, so just to summarize, Kevin will be taking over for the ranch. There's no alternate there. The library agency, nobody will be serving as a liaison there anymore. Pat will serve as an alternate for the Marin Bay Wave Sea Level Rise Committee, and I'll be taking on the MC Mayor's Select Committee. And Beth will work up changes to make sure that all of the Tiburon Peninsula and Belvedere committees report to the city council at least once a year. Perfect. Does this need to be, okay, can I get a motion to, actually, let me open for public comment first.
Mayor Wilkinson, there are no hands raised.
Perfect.
I move that we approve the list of committee assignments as our mayor discussed.
Eva?
Aye.
Against? Motion passes. Okay, we are moving on to 7B, which is to approve nominations from the Citizen of the Year Committee. And so we have Nancy Kemnitzer nominated for the Citizen of the Year and Pam Martori for the Emeritus. Is there any, well, actually, let's just first open for public comment.
There are no hands raised.
Perfect. Is there any discussion or would anybody like to make a motion?
The only thing I have to say is I think they're two great candidates. They both have contributed a lot to our community and we're thankful to have them here. And I think it was a excellent choice.
And I actually attended the meeting as mayor. It's one of your duties, and it was very, very impressive. They spend a lot of time talking about the candidates. They really add other things other than what people may have known about the candidate that nominated them. They're all very knowledgeable and they take this role very seriously. And it was really an impressive group. And we should be very pleased with the results because, as Pat said, they're both really, really deserving individuals. And I'm pleased that we can make this nomination or approve it.
I can make a motion to approve the nominations for Citizens of the Year and Citizens of the Year Emeritus.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Remember last year I called with Peyton or beforehand. I don't know if you would do it going out or you.
I've already done it.
Oh,
I've already done it.
all set.
Yeah, what happens if we said no?
Actually, they told me to do it, and it was right in the middle of our hearing, and as you know, didn't have a lot of free time for quite a few weeks, and so I kept saying, yes, I'll get to it. I'll get to it. I promise, I'll get to it. And I got my hand slapped, so I quickly made the 2 phone calls so that I didn't offend anyone. But I have to say, we all know Nancy Kemnitzer extremely well. And this was truly, truly the first time that she was speechless. She could barely breathe. She was so shocked. And she kept saying, what? What? I thought you wanted something from me. I thought you were asking me to do something. What? What? I don't know what to say. I was laughing so hard that even I couldn't say anything. So it became one of the most wonderful phone calls that I've ever been asked to make, because it was just so gratifying to hear her be so shocked and to have nothing to say. And we actually sat there in silence for a few seconds. And finally I said, Nancy, I'm really sorry, but I gotta go. I have a lot to do. And then it was the same thing with Pam. And she was like, what? What? I had no idea. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to say. So you'll have a lot of fun when you have that opportunity. I'm sure you had that same experience, Peter. It's one of the highlights of being mayor. So it really, truly is a wonderful thing.
Well, they're definitely 2 wonderful ladies to be celebrating at our annual meeting, which I think we have a date for, correct?
We're working on solidifying that day. It's going to be late January.
Okay, perfect. All right, we will move on to our last item, which is the open forum. This is an opportunity for any member of the public to briefly address the City Council on any matter that does not appear on this agenda, but that is within the City Council's subject matter jurisdiction. Upon being recognized by the mayor, please limit your oral statement to no more than 3 minutes. Under the Brown Act, council members may not deliberate or take action on items not on tonight's agenda. Matters that may warrant a more lengthy presentation or council consideration may be placed on the agenda for further discussion at a later meeting. Beth, is there anybody online that wishes to make public comment?
Mayor Wilkinson, I see no hands raised.
I do not see anybody in the audience wishing to make public comment. So in that case, we will close that item and we will adjourn. Thanks so much.
There you go. Well done.